In this section, we will discuss the 2020-2021 ESSA Consolidated Compliance Report. The projected availability for the Consolidated Compliance Report is July 30th, 2021. The projected due date for the report is September 30th, 2021. In order to ease the reporting burden on LEAs, TEA has decided to keep the compliance reports as streamlined as possible. This streamlined data collection means that for the 2020-2021 reports, we will only be asking for the data required to complete our federal reports. Some compliance reports will not be collected this year, and most of the program implementation questions will continue to be grayed out for this year. The streamlined data collection also means that program requirements have not gone away. Documentation that the LEA has met the requirements should still be maintained locally. The 2021-2022 validations may select from program implementation questions that were grayed out for this year. We mentioned earlier that there are some reports that will not be collected this year. The PR 3099 Private Nonprofit School Equitable Services and the PR 1200 Title I Part C Migrant Education will not be collected for the 2020-2021 reports. Our expectation is that these reports would become active again for the 2021-2022 compliance report. To access the 2020-2021 ESSA Consolidated Compliance Report in eGrants, go to the Compliance Report tab and select the link for the 2020-2021 ESSA Consolidated Compliance Report. As we mentioned earlier, this link is expected to be available on July 30th, 2021. The first item that will appear on the table of contents for the compliance report is the GS2110 for contact information. This is the first section that the LEA is required to complete. The GS2110 collects contact information for the compliance reports. Part 1 is pre-populated. Part 2 is for the primary and secondary contact for the LEA. The LEA selects the contact from the drop-down list and the information will populate. If the LEA wants to add a contact that's not on the list, they'll simply click on the Add New Contact button to be taken to the schedule that allows for contact information to be entered. This is true for the secondary contact section also. The additional contacts are optional. If the LEA has a program contact that they wish to add, they can simply fill it in here. These additional optional contacts are not listed on the drop-down list. Once the LEA has saved the GS2110, the other compliance reports will appear on the table of contents. When the LEA has successfully saved each of these compliance reports, a green check will appear to the left. Once all of the compliance reports have been successfully saved, the LEA will be allowed to submit. Let's talk a bit about the submission of the reports. It's really important to remember that saving does not equal submission. The table of contents provides access to the individual reports, and it also shows the status of the reports, whether they're not started, whether they're in draft, whether they're completed. The Submit button for the consolidated compliance reports is on the table of contents. After the submission, the Submit button becomes a button to start an amendment if the LEA needs to amend their compliance report. So here is the table of contents, and you see on the left-hand side of the report where the green check marks are. As reports are successfully saved, the green check mark shows that it has passed all of the internal edits. The numbers that are supposed to add up. The LEA hasn't left any blanks. Those are all good to go. So when those compliance reports all show a check, the LEA will be allowed to submit.